Good morning, everyone. Yeah, how am I going to start this set with? When you fight for the rights of children, in a way, right? Yes? Not with signing bills, not with being out there demonstrating, not with whatever. You're trying to give the best of yourself from within you and then, right, work with spirit world together, yes, and you're hoping, right, try to educate people a little bit, right, as much as they allow, right? It's amazing to me on how easy people allow all kinds of filth in their life, and how hard it is actually to bring goodness into their life. And so one wonders sometimes, is this, oh gosh, I could just, what do I need to be concerned about out there in the world? Right? People are going to do whatever they want anyway. Is it going to make a difference at all? Then you come across a beautiful story of a baby that was left in a chapel, just a few hours, a day old, and is found by someone who every day first goes to the chapel to pray. It was also in a hospital. And then the baby gets adopted by beautiful parents, wonderful parents, grows up to be a wonderful young woman, and is so grateful to be alive. Yes? So we think back. What were the options of that mother, that father? And, well, the one option was the baby was going to be born. We're going to have the baby, but they would have come across the right people. That young woman might have been just discarded as pieces, in a garbage can or something, however they dispose of aborted babies, right? Yes? I find it interesting on how so many women out there are so concerned about the rights over their own body that then they also reserve the right for themselves, and of course everybody out there whose story they don't know, on why it came to be and this and that then a child doesn't deserve a chance at life, regardless, because to not be able to take care of a child that's been conceived through whatever circumstances and not wanted, there are other options than going to an abortion clinic. There are. There are. Anyway, I watched that little story, and yeah, that's when you get the encouragement again. No, you don't give up. You keep trying, right? Yes? For the better of the adults, for a chance at life for the child. It's amazing to me on how, really, when it comes down to the same group of people, on how, oh, don't judge, don't discriminate, don't this or that, right? Yes? Yet at the same time, what are they doing? Painting a picture of the unborn child that will be the worst ever, due to the fact on how the adults had been behaving. and then deciding that that child isn't worth it to have a go at life. You guys think about that, yes? Okay. All right, so let's get started here. Nice. Got to keep praying for our children. Yes? They're all our children out there. We're connected to one source. The origin of all life is God. So they're all our children out there. And the best we can do, keep your eyes open to the needs of a child out there. Or you might just be in the right place at the right time to save a child from other adults. Yeah, it's unbelievable to me. That's that even. And to continuously keep praying for the sexual abuse, especially, not just that, any abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, the grooming that's going on out there, twisting our young children's lives and minds. To keep praying for that to stop. What do I always say? If men did not want it, it wouldn't exist. It's definitely something out there that I admire in a man when I realize, being either around them or watching something, is that where a man can control his lust and desires, where a man actually looks for love. Yes? Yeah. Truly love. People can turn that around again too. Well, doesn't it go both ways? That's true. But the main problems we're facing is because men have forgotten who they are or what they were created as. Not all of them. Thank God there are still some. All right, what am I say? All right, let's keep on reading in Deuteronomy 17. We're still in abuses in worship. To Yahweh your God, you must sacrifice nothing from herd or flock that has any blemish or defect whatsoever, for Yahweh your God holds this detestable. Again, one could look at this one way or another. As I said, it's who do you want your God to be, right? Do you have to have a perfect life? Let's just go with that, rather than the physical aspects of things. So, and I could get into a lot of stuff here right now. And then, is this really how God is? That's what God is communicating. Right? Of course, we're talking about an offering of something that we're consuming, this, that. Yep. So, don't give your worst, give your best. But again, what else does this actually say here? And in what direction does that lead some people who's supposed to have a really good heart to mind? Are you going to take it a step further and look at people who are in one way or another not as formed as you are, or their faculties are considered somewhat not there, or whatever? I mean, given to them at birth. Given, not burdened with. Not something that later on, right, because of some bad decisions, you suddenly have problems. Again, why is that in there? For the proper reasons. Again, to do what? Grow our heart to mind towards giving the best. Yes? Well, how about it? You got two cars. One of them is just about a brand new car you love very much. Then you have one that's 20 years old and it's got some problems, this and that. Which one you're going to give away? Say, if someone really is in need of a car and just doesn't have the finances, and then what you're going to do? Oh, I've got that 20-year-old car. I can get that'll be a nice gift, this or that, right? Yes, you would never consider giving your new car, would you? And saying, you know what? They're going to need this way more than I do. 2 3 years, I can afford another new car. So I'm going to keep my old one running. It's plenty good enough still. And keep it. I have to upkeep this and that, but my new one's going to go. No, we don't think that. That's silly, right? Yes? That's exactly what it says here. If there is anyone, man or woman, among you in any of the towns given you by Yahweh your God, who does what is wrong in the eyes of Yahweh your God by violating his covenant, who goes and serves other gods and worships them, or the sun, or the moon, or any of heaven's array, a thing I have forbidden, and this person is denounced to you. If after careful inquiry it is found true and confirmed that this hateful thing has been done in Israel, you must take the man or woman guilty of this evil deed outside your city gates, and there you must stone that man or woman to death. A death sentence may be passed only on the word of 2 witnesses or 3, and no one must be put to death on the word of 1 witness alone. The witness's hands must strike the first blow in putting the condemned to death, the rest of the people following. You must banish this evil from among you. Yes. So let me remind you again, how is this put in here? Did God really truly give such absolute? It just says in the 2nd commandment, don't have any idols. That's it. We have some bylaws going here. Do we? I don't think. Freedom of will then doesn't exist. Freedom of will, which only human beings have, is absolute. God would never interfere. So if you decide that you need to go and worship the sun, the moon, and the stars for one reason or another, right? Yes, astrology, that's total absolute nonsense. Right? You guys know that, right? There are no hands and feet to any of that. None. Zero. It's another fantasy land that people live in. Okay? I can guarantee you right now that if I had a star chart in front of me, without any of the whatever you guys got going on out there, okay, for each month, well, that is, okay, well, you know what? Interestingly enough, my night sky looks completely different at the exact same day, night, than on the other side of the world. Interesting. For that matter, many different things look completely different when you live somewhere else when it comes to the night sky. Even the daylight and nighttime hours. Yes? Oh, interesting. Yes? Okay. I'm just saying. I could take a chart and start drawing up. I'm going to make a flower out of this one. Look. Now we got the flower. So you're born in April. Look, I can make you. You're now a flower, not an Aries. You're a flower. Oh, I can make a worm out of that one. Yeah, you're not. Okay, you're not a Sagittarius in December. You're a worm, actually. That's just not so, right? then a lot of what is out there in the night sky, again, goes back to what? A godless society. When we, according to astrology, it's a godless society. That is that. Okay, found something else. Made something up. It's made up. Okay? There's no hands and feet to any of the astrology signs. None. And they're not computing with some planets out there either. They just don't. Okay? I have not even found, except for the growing of the plants. Okay? They do grow a heck of a lot faster when the moon is growing as well. Okay? Yes, and they slow down when the moon goes down. Which, actually, the moon's not growing or going down either. The moon's always the same in the sky. It's just the shadow that hits it, right? So, a simple fact is there's either more light or less light from the moon due to the fact of what? Okay, all right. In any case, so, and then if you have a cloudy night, then and say it was always a cloudy night, then you wouldn't know at all, would you? Oh, what is it right now? Well, you have a calendar, right? Yes? Yeah. So again, I have never found, except for, okay, the growing of the plants seems to be somewhat affected. Any proof that the full moon has any kind of influence on our psyche. Okay? All right. Done. So, do I believe that when someone exerted their own free will on something and said, well, and again, why would there be a reason for people to go search somewhere else besides really getting in tune with the spirit of their creator, even at that time, and all the guidance that they were given? I'm sure, and I've seen that a lot, people who have God properly in their life, they're well together people. They just are. And they'd do anything to save a child. They would never abuse a child. And then there's the other side. Then there are the supporters of that side, who are perfectly fine with children being mutilated now. On top of everything, the Dr. Mengeles out there are having a ball. They're cashing in, they're having a ball, and are destroying young lives. And so many people out there are good with it. So, when I read this, now when I think about again what I've read here, the kind of escalating that goes on when you let one thing go unnoticed. Oh, it doesn't need to be stoned to death, this and that. Well, okay. No. But it needs to be addressed and looked into. But one lets it go. Well, have free will. Get to do whatever. But you don't get to do it to children. You don't get to do it to enforce it. Force. a woman, for example, to your bidding, rape women or rape men. Men are now, yeah. Interesting, don't you think? Well, we have the sexual orientation of people, this and that. Men are getting raped. Oh, not just by in prisons. Men are getting raped. Yeah, by heterosexuals. What did I say in the beginning of it? Okay. Men should what? Okay. Levitical judges. So, to me, again, what this means with my heart to mind is that you address the problem when it comes up properly. And you don't overlook it. Because things get out of hand awfully fast. And who suffers under it again? Yes? Levitical judges. If a case comes before you which is too difficult for you, a case of murder, conflicting claims, damage to property, any kind of dispute in your towns, you must make your way to the place chosen by Yahweh your God, and approach the Levitical priests and the judge then in office. So what I was also going to say beforehand to that is that were the priests, the judges, whatever, were they actually teaching the people properly? Or was there already abuse going on there too? You see, we don't know. We weren't there. I wasn't there. All you hear, what are these accounts? They're all from the higher ups. Huh? I don't see no accounts here from a commoner saying, hey, I want you to write down my story, what I experienced. You see? No? Okay, just saying. Right? Yes. They will hold an inquiry and let you know their sentence. Okay. You must abide by the verdict which they give you in this place chosen by Yahweh, and you will take care to carry out all their instructions. So again, God said that. You cannot question them. Oh, well, that sounds familiar as well. You can't question them. You don't get to this, that, because they are in the place where God said to be, to find counsel, this and that. Don't you think this is awfully arrogant? I think that God would leave room to say, you better make sure that you know on how to handle these things properly so you're not abusing your position. And to remember that you are there to serve the people. I put you in place for their spiritual guidance. They're not out there plowing their fields, this and that, right? Milking their goats or whatever. Huh? Yeah, right? No, they're there for what? To make sure there's peace and harmony in the community. And number one, that God eventually will have entrance to every household there. Right? Well, they're all still working on original sin from the Garden of Eden, right? Yes? So there's one reason why God has such a hard time, right, communicating. Yes, he was rejected to begin with. Then he was rejected again. Cain couldn't care less. Interestingly enough, even though Cain committed murder, right? Thou shalt not kill. Committed murder. For what? Well, the reason for that is just laughable, right? But he did. What was the direction there? Well, Cain ran away. Parents and whoever was already there, right? Parent didn't have at the time to stone him to death, their own son. Right? Oh, well, now that doesn't make sense at all anymore, does it? What in a case like this here? Right? Man or a woman? It doesn't say son or daughter, father or mother. What if the witnesses, would they turn in their mother, father, son, or daughter? Oh, okay. were the witnesses, and they would have to first give the first blow. God's like that? Really? I'm sorry. There's something that doesn't make sense here. Who wrote this down? When we look at leadership around the world, where's their arrogance trumps everything. Everything. Everywhere. So, I taught my granddaughter. I said, so what do you think the president, is the president's job? She says, oh, that's he runs the country, this and that. I said, yeah, okay. But what is he to us, really? Well, he rules over everybody. I said, She didn't. I said, the president of the United States, all the congressmen, the senators, the judges, anybody, they're supposed to serve us, right? We're their masters. And my granddaughter's like, oh. I said, yes. Don't you think that's right? They're not our masters. We pay their salary. With our hard work, this and that, contributing everywhere, we pay their salary to make sure everything runs smoothly in our country. Yes, and that we get along with other people in the world, this and that. We're their masters. They should do everything in their power to make sure that everybody can live a good, proper life. Our servants are failing terribly. And as masters, we have totally lost our position when it comes to all that. Absolutely. We are slaves to our servants. That's what we are now. Okay. You will abide by the decision which they give you and by the sentence which they pronounce, not deviating to the right or to the left from the verdict which they have given you. No room, no leeway. That's not God. Again, that's not the Creator. Sorry. They made this up. Again, now they've been long enough in the position of controlling the people. There are some problems happening. People are, the Israelites have been kind of unhappy this now. Again, now I'm going, why was that? Was the guidance that the Levites were supposed to give them really there? Was it really there? Right? With a selfless heart to really, really give what God is giving them. When it came to communicating it to the people. Yes? Yeah. Remember Aaron and the golden calf? Aaron could have stopped that. Said, no. Let's have a prayer circle. How about we do that? Did they even know what that was at that time? Aaron let it go on. Aaron didn't stop the people. Interesting? Okay. Why not? If anyone presumes to disobey either the priest who is there in the service of Yahweh your God, see, they have to mention that because that's the higher up, again, that putting the fear into people, basically. That's how you control people, with fear. Absolutely, 100%. If then you come up with something that, and this is what's going to happen, this, that, if things will be fine if you. Things will not be fine if you don't. And something like this. That's how you, yes, remember? What did we just go through? Well, if you don't get that, people been dying like flies out there. Yes, that was true. In some countries, this, not here too. Many people died from that. Right? Yes? But there was no evidence that if you did what they wanted you to do, and they pushed it so hard, right? Yes? Oh, not only that, but if you didn't get it, then you cannot go out in public. You cannot go to certain places, this and that. What is that? Does that not sound very similar to this here? Yes. Yes. Or the judge, that person must die. Really? Not the God I know. You must banish this evil from Israel. And when the people hear of this, they will be afraid and not act presumptuously any more. I mentioned before on how I went and saw at the shelter these biting cases of dogs, where I just stood in front of it and could tell, number one, they're just in cages, nobody's working with them or this or that. Yet they were kept. Why? There's no need. Once a dog has bitten a child, I mean, not just, all right? I mean, yeah, I know. People wait until the child, I guess, gets, adults. All right. That can happen. That's the thing with dogs, especially when they're in a pack. You never know. You've got to be very vigilant. Because they're what? They're not human beings, though they are our best friend. Okay? Can be your best friend. But they're not human beings. So once a dog has gone, not sure what happens within them, takes over. Most likely, the best thing to do with a dog like that, unless you take it somewhere up into the mountain all by yourself and hope it's not going to kill you while you're sleeping, and feel, no, I can rehabilitate this dog. It's not about dogs, just has had some experiences that, yes, okay, all right. Up on top of the mountain where it's just you and the dog. Right? Don't have to worry about the dog suddenly attacking somebody else, a child, disfiguring a child. Okay, just saying. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, to just say there are a lot of good dogs out there, have to be put down because nobody wants them. This dog, sadly, most likely again, due to what? Humans, has turned into something we need to put down. Done. But you don't do that with people. A dog, animals live on instinct, right? You can't reason with a dog. That's gone. Oh, well, what about human beings? They're human beings. There's a difference there. And you don't just put them down, right? Yes? It's true, isn't it? Might have to lock them up for a while. Maybe the rest of their life. I think that for certain things that people do out there, I always wonder if people want to give someone a second chance and they know ahead of time that the next time the person who's already is responsible for the lives of others, that when that person gets let out, that the next time they have an episode or losing it or whatever or premeditated, it's going to be your child that will be killed. I wonder how people would, no, just keep them, no, well, if they would know ahead of time, it'll be my family that will suffer under that person the next time. What would you want done with that person? Left behind bars for the rest of their life? So your family is safe? Doesn't every family deserve that? To be safe from people who, yes, become biting dogs? But even though it says that here, put them to death. They go against the law, put them to death. Should we do that? Would that be God's way? I don't think so. But don't let him out anymore either. Okay, kings. If, having reached the country given by Yahweh, your God, and having taken possession of it, and while living there, you think I should like to appoint a king to rule me, like all the surrounding nations, the king whom you appoint to rule you must be chosen by Yahweh your God. The appointment of a king must be made from your own brothers. On no account must you appoint as king some foreigner who is not a brother of yours. He must not, however, acquire more and more horses, or send the people back to Egypt with a view to increasing his cavalry, since Yahweh has told you, you must never go back that way again. Why would that even come up? Nor must he keep on acquiring more and more wives, for that could lead his heart astray. Oh, nor must he acquire vast quantities of silver and gold. Once seated on his royal throne, and for his own use, he must write a copy of this law on a scroll at the dictation of the Levitical priests. It must never leave him, and he must read it every day of his life and learn to fear Yahweh his God by keeping all the words of this law and observing these rules, so that he will not think himself superior to his brothers and not deviate from these commandments either to right or to left. So doing, long will he occupy his throne, he and his sons in Israel. Okay. I've talked about kings and queens before and all that jazz. So here is, interestingly enough, it doesn't say if he ends up doing that anyway. It just says the consequences of you getting way more than, because now you are the what? Supreme ruler, right? On earth. Yes, over your people. I think it supports in the end what it says here, exactly what I said what a leader is. A king or a queen or whatever. Right? Yes? Okay. Emperor. If that's what people need. I don't need none of that. I don't. I'm not going to bow down before one either. I don't care who they are on earth. Not even true parents. I will not bow down in front of a king or a queen. What for? They didn't do anything here for me, what I have built up with my family. Just that. Yes. I got the spiritual guidance. And I gave back for that. With loyalty, integrity for their teachings. Applying them, trying to apply them, right, the best as I can and as a first generation, right, in my surroundings. All right then. But as far as going to start bowing down to people because they have a title I don't have, that's higher up. Are you kidding me? What kind of silly notion is that? Is God requiring me to bow down before him? What I found that my heavenly parents require from me more than anything is respect for the creation. Respect for the principles of creation, the earth, and the principles of love, our consciousness. And to stay true to that. That's their greatest gift. I can give them. My father and my mother encompassed all in one. Yes. I wish that people out. So, king. Oh, there come the horses. I find it interesting on how ownership of being above the people. As soon as they started teaching, I said, it's not coming from God, not in my opinion. As soon as they started applying teachings where they became above, right? Here, God did put the Levites in place. And they weren't given certain things. Heritage, land, or this, no. The people supported them. Even with food, this and that, maybe not just, but yes. Don't forget the Levite in your midst. You're supposed to take care of them because they take care of something in your surroundings that very much is needed, is very much will make for that what ideal society. Yes. But sounds to me like the Levites suddenly became what? And used what? To control, not to teach the people anyway, to control the people. And that did not come from God. Absolutely not. Yes? King. Did any king that you know of ever on earth? Jesus never said he was a king. Never. Never. He was labeled as that by others. He never himself said he was the King of Kings or a king. Never. So, sorry. Have you ever come across a king, an emperor in history that wasn't rich, had a harem full of women, and owned most likely more horses than his cavalry? Just asking. Well, it'd be interesting if just a commoner, blue-collar commoner, were to go and say, yeah, I think I got the makings for a president. I understand our people out there. Right? At least, okay, let's go with, I understand the people out there following who? Our Father in heaven. So I'm going to go and, is it possible for someone like that, with maybe $500 in his bank account, yet the heart to mind that is all in the right places, this and that, smart, intelligent human being, done his own learning, this and that, his, I say his, not hers. Women don't belong in places like that. Sorry, you guys can, whatever. Not in the ideal world. We're too emotional to start with. Menopause, periods, pregnancy. No. That doesn't make for a good leader out there to lead the people, okay? That's just it. Done. I've seen the damage that women make out there, especially now. It's embarrassing and it's atrocious. Done. So, do you think it's possible? And just do it with the internet. No, I'm not. I don't need money from anybody. Why would I need that to get elected? Here, I'm telling you exactly. This is me. This is the guidance that I'm getting from God. To be your servant. When it comes to being the President of the United States. Why do you need all that money? To go around the country? What? So people can see you and congregate? I don't know. Well, you can do this all over the internet now without spending a dime. Except for pay the internet bill. Right? Yes? And then that money, right? Yeah. People so willing to give to a campaign this and that, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. Okay? Maybe it could be used to have a place where to encourage mothers, unfit mothers, still mothers, have your baby. We have this beautiful place. Bring your baby there. We'll raise your baby. Give your baby a chance at life to become a great, wonderful human being. Yes? Yes? And all you need to do is just carry it to terms. Please don't drink, don't do drugs, please. It's just a few months. The will should be there. As I said, the will that is there for addicts to make sure they get the next whatever this or that. It's amazing. It's amazing. Then the will to keep your body relatively healthy and together while growing a baby should be there too, right? Yes? I mean that with a loving heart, encouraging. Yeah. So, then there would be money for that. The millions and millions of dollars thrown at politicians that have completely lost sight of what it means to be a servant to the people, a position they've chosen to want to be sitting in. That's really sad, isn't it? Yeah. Well, anyway, so there it is. Wow, wouldn't that be something? That would go right along with the Old Testament, right? Yes? When it came to the king part, anyway. Well, even with, as I said, we're finding our way through the maze. Off, up. Suddenly we're finding something that, there is the all-loving, unchanging, omniscient, and omnipotent God. Right? Yes? Our heavenly parents. I'm a parent. Maybe people who aren't a parent don't understand that yet. But if you're a parent, you wouldn't willy-nilly. I always say nilly-willy, and everybody says that's willy-nilly, not nilly-willy. What's the difference? That's the same funny thing to me. If the child doesn't obey 100%, death is the sentence every time. But it's not like that. We've already found places where it's not like that. It's said differently. Well, in my opinion, you can't have it both ways for the same situation. Right? Yes? Okay. Blue color. I know there's a blue-collar genius of a man out there who could run this country with the help of others as well, who have their heart in the right place when it comes to wanting to take care of people. Right? Yes. In a big setting, right? Yes? Okay. With under the guidance and the umbrella of whom? God, of course. Wouldn't that be something? I know there's one out there. He needs to come forward. That would be the end of days and the beginning of new days. A new chapter, right? Oh, it would just be in this country. Well, seems to me all around the world, people still fall into this young nation in a way. With that kind of popularity around the world. Well, now we're still popular. We're still the most popular. Comes great responsibility. Yep. Well, anyway, in the meantime, I'm just going to continue my Bible study here, my Bible readings, and give the best that I have to give as a woman out there. Yes, yes. And that's what we do. I was going to collect a bunch of stuff out in the garden and show you guys all my bounty already. Forgot. Next time. Yes. That's it for today. Got work to do. I need to go mow out there. And don't like to do it, but I have to. Got to set some mouse traps. And I found them. Don't like to do it, but if I don't do anything, what do you think's going to happen? In our basement, right? So, yeah. So there it is. Yep. But that's not the same as with babies. It's nice. Got to take care of some of the population there, especially when they're in your house. But you don't do that to babies. Millions and millions of babies don't get to be born. Millions and millions of more people. You don't get to think that way. You don't get to use that as an excuse. That's just downright wrong. All right. Well, had enough to say. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to you another time.